Petrick in the Land of Mistakes. One day, as usual, Petrick was walking to school. He didn't like studying. The boy thought it was boring and uninteresting. But this time, something incredible happened to him during the lesson. He found himself in a strange land. Everything around him was bizarre.
Where am I?
Petrick asked in surprise.
You are in the land of your mistakes.
A quiet voice answered. Petrick looked around and saw a pencil in front of him.
I know you. You're my pencil.
Petrick said.
Come with me, Petrick. I'll show you something interesting,
said the pencil, and they set off on a journey. Then Petrick noticed the trees.
Wow, candy on the trees? How is that possible?
Petrick exclaimed.
During your nature studies lesson, you were playing on your phone and weren't paying attention. So now, candy grows on trees.
The boy started covering his ears and shouting,
What are these horrible sounds?
That's our animal orchestra playing a melody you wrote notes for during music class.
Petrick was horrified and continued down the road. He saw something very dirty and scary, not like an animal or a human, and asked,
Who are you? What happened to you?
Don't you recognize me? I'm your backpack, the one you threw around, kicked, and slid down the hill on.
The boy felt ashamed and tried to justify himself, but it was in vain. Suddenly, a cat that was barking loudly ran up to them. Petrick was scared.
Why are you barking? You're a cat.
Because during your English lesson you said, "This is the dog." Now I bark, and all the other cats avoid and fear me. I'm a lonely cat dog.
Petrick felt awkward and blushed with shame. At that moment, a white bear passed by, sighing heavily and barely moving.
What is he doing here in the middle of summer?
You said during your lesson that polar bears live in warm regions, and now he's suffering from the heat here.
The pencil replied sadly. The boy was completely confused and didn't know what to do.
Did I really cause all this?
Just then, a tattered, scribbled-on book without a cover approached him and said,
I'm your ABC book. I used to be bright and interesting. I could have taught many more children, but now I'll be thrown away. It's a shame you don't know how to take care of textbooks that give you knowledge.
The school bell rang and Petrick woke up.
What an interesting dream I had.
Petrick quickly gathered his things and ran home. After school, he immediately sat down to do his homework. He took his notebooks and began correcting his mistakes. Fruits on the trees, and fixed the mistake in his English lesson. He found his ABC book, chose the best cover for it, and put it in a clean backpack. The next day, he happily went to school, where his friends were waiting for him. From then on, Petrick tried hard to study well because he knew that knowledge helps avoid mistakes and makes life more interesting. Happy Knowledge Day, dear children. Remember that every bit of knowledge or skill you gain makes someone happier, especially you. May your school year be successful and easy.